We got a very special gift from the BBC this year. The gift? Character assassination. The victim? The First Doctor. Let's look back on what they got right and what they got wrong in this year's special, Twice Upon a Time. Let me start by saying I actually really enjoyed Bradley's portrayal as the First Doctor, but there were a few things that were wrong with the writing.
Brandy. Get him brandy. Do you have any? I had some somewhere.
The First Doctor doesn't drink. It's established in the fan favourite, and by fan favourite I mean my favourite, the Gunfighters.
Well, I'm afraid I don't touch alcohol, but a little glass of milk and I should be only too delighted.
You know, if they wanted to do something more 60s, the Doctor could just lit up a cigarette and had a smoke.
If I hear any more language like that from you, young lady, you're in for a jolly good smack bottom.
This one's actually a reference from the Dalek invasion of Earth.
What you need is a jolly good smack bottom.
It's a little bit different saying it to your granddaughter and saying it to someone you just met.
In fact, this whole place could do with a good dusting.
I thought the idea of a companion cleaning the TARDIS was an unheard of concept, but I was reminded this morning from Stephen Bell, who told me that there is a reference in the Web Planet to Barbara saying this.
Oh, Doctor, what a mess. Honestly, one of these days I'm going to have a jolly good spring clean around here.
But even then, I feel like that scenario is more get your stuff together, Doctor, rather than I'm a woman, so I must clean the TARDIS. I don't know why I did it in that voice.
Obviously, Polly isn't around anymore.
There's been a lot of talk about Polly and sexism in Doctor Who, which I understand a lot of it because there's moments like she's doing coffee in the 10th Planet and the Moon Base. But the 10th Planet, for example, it's actually her decision to do so in order to stay in the room where the action is happening.
Can I stay and help?
What do you think you could do?
Well, I could make some coffee or something.
Oh, all right, I suppose we could do with some.
So I feel like that one is justified, but the other one, with Patrick Troughton's Doctor, not Hartnell, he asked her to go do the coffee.
Why not make some coffee to keep them all happy while I think of something?
All right.
My nurse.
Excuse me?
I realize that seems a little improbable.
Yes.
Because he's a man.
I'm going to pretend that this was to convince the captain, and the Doctor doesn't believe this. It's just him saying it to convince the captain, because the Doctor's not sexist.
This is the flight deck of the most powerful space-time machine in the known universe, not a restaurant for the French.
I'm not entirely sure if this is supposed to be an anti-French line. I feel like it's just commenting on atmospheric dining, but I don't really get it. It's silly because it's established that the Doctor's favourite time period is revolutionary France.
We might not get back to the ship if Grandfather hears we're in the Reign of Terror.
Why not?
It's his favourite period in the history of Earth.
But you know, in the same serial, he knocks someone over with a shovel. So, what is characterization?
Well, aren't all ladies made of glass, in a way?
Very good, sir, very good.
Are we now?
Oh, my dear, I hope it doesn't offend you to know that I have had some experience of the fairer sex.
Me too.
I'm furious. The other lines could be easily twisted and explained in different reasons, but this is just sexism out of nowhere. It's completely out of character and it's just not needed. What's the point of this? Is this for Bill to be like, I'm gay, and then that's it? What does that prove? It's representation done wrong. Because you're saying like, oh, look how sexist this show used to be, whilst only having one female lead character in the entire episode. It's just embarrassing. You're trying to say, look how PC we are now, but the only PC you've got in this episode is Peter Capaldi. Thank you to the one person who laughed at that joke. The real question is, does it matter? Does it matter that some of the characterization was a little bit off? It does matter. Because we're talking about William Hartnell, we're talking about Verity Lambert, we're talking about people who created this show 50 years ago, and now we're just saying, oh, don't worry about that, it's just sexist drivel. We're talking about an era of Doctor Who where it's rated so low in the fan polls that it's barely discussed. This was a chance to give the fans a glimpse of the First Doctor, to show that he's not some prototype doctor, that he's just a blueprint so other doctors can come along and do a better job. William Hartnell's Doctor is a well thought out character. And now people aren't going to go back and watch William Hartnell episodes because they're going to think, oh, he's just a big old sexist. The Doctor, from the first to the last, will always be warm and loving and funny. Don't let this episode tell you who the first Doctor is. Find out for yourself.
You are different from us, of course, but at least you are intelligent.
Yes, what difference does it make what your form
The
is?
importance lies in the character. To what use you put this intelligence? We respect you, as we respect all life.
This review may seem incredibly negative, which I totally get because it is, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Going in to watch it, I knew there was going to be sexist comments, so I just ignored them as I went along. But afterwards, I just kept thinking about it, how much there was, and there was so much. If it was 1 or 2 lines, it would have been fine. But as you can see, it just doesn't stop. But as a first Doctor fan, I was just so happy to see David Bradley as my Doctor on the screen again. And incidentally, a happy Christmas to all of you at home.